Today I'm going to be making a Mexican luncheon casserole. This is from the September 1978 edition of Southern Living magazine. So I'm going to tell you everything you are going to need to make this casserole. You need 1 pound, it says hot pork sausage. I bought the spicy medium because I didn't want it to buy like hot, so that Kevin and I will like that. You need 1 cup of chopped onion. We're going to chop that. You need 1 cup of chopped green pepper, so we're going to be chopping that. You need 2 cups of macaroni. I bought, it doesn't say what macaroni, so I bought elbow macaroni, and you're going to cook it. So you're going to take 2 cups and then boil it and then drain off the water just like you would any other pasta. You need half a cup of milk, 1 cup of sour cream, and I left the Great Value out just to show you that's what we bought. Now back in 1978 when this recipe was written, it's interesting because sizes change. You don't realize how sizes of cans keep going down and down and down until you don't have the same amount. So back when this was written, you got a 16-ounce can of tomatoes. Now it is a 14.5 ounce can, which is perfectly fine. I bought the diced tomatoes because what they wanted you to do was they wanted you to buy whole tomatoes and then chop them. Well, I can just buy them diced and you're going to drain all that juice off of them. So then you need 1 tablespoon of chili powder. This is my favorite chili powder. And you need 1 teaspoon of salt. So the salt is under the chili powder in here. And then we're going to use about 1/3 of a cup of shredded. It says cheddar or American cheese, whatever you want. I have some that's already shredded here, so I'm going to be using that. You want to spray a casserole dish. I sprayed it with vegetable oil, and you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to boil my macaroni, my elbow macaroni.
Just 2 cups, not the whole lot.
Yeah, just 2 cups. We're going to chop up the onion, chop up the pepper, and get out the right amount of those. And we're going to fry them with the sausage, but when we get to that point, we'll show it to you. Our macaroni is cooking, and it took like maybe half the box of elbow macaroni. I took the sausage out of the package, and I'm gonna start to get this a little bit brown before I add the green pepper and onion. This is how much green pepper you need: a cup of green pepper, cup of
basically
onion.
that whole pepper and half of that onion.
Right. So Kevin still has onion left over, which we keep in a Ziploc bag. We actually double bag it in the fridge and put it inside a plastic container so that you can't smell it. But we use it for all kinds of other meals, eggs or chili or anything you need onion, it will already be chopped. It's just convenient. So once this gets a little bit of grease in it and we break it apart, then we'll add the onion and pepper to it and let it cook. My macaroni, I drained it and I put it in this big bowl. We're going to use this big bowl for assembly. We did not have to drain the sausage. You can see from this sausage, there might be a little bitty bit of grease. Like you might get a tablespoon out of the whole thing. I don't think it's worth it to
dirty enough dishes.
Dirty enough, yeah, to get a tablespoon of grease out. So we're going to leave it in there and it'll add more flavor, and I don't have a problem with it. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this a little bit. But basically everything we got out except for the cheese, we're going to pour it in here. So here's our milk. And our diced tomatoes. And see that recipe, they would have had you cutting those up and everything.
Now, did you drain those at all?
No, and you're supposed to.
It's okay. It didn't add that much. There wasn't that much liquid in there.
No, you are supposed to drain those, but no, there's not much liquid in there. There is some liquid.
But you just added milk to it too. So.
Yeah, I added milk too, so that's probably where that liquid's come from. So,
if it's a little wet, we'll know.
We'll know, but I don't think it will be because you're going to bake this it's going to bake for 20 to 25 minutes. I figured I would go for like 23 minutes. And I'll just warn you right now, Kevin and I like our cheese to be crispy on top. And so we will probably let our cheese get nice and crisp before we take it out of the oven.
You know, it looks like they can almost be refrigerated and eaten like that.
Like a cold salad.
Yeah, like a cold salad. Probably don't want cold ham, the sausage though.
Probably not. Now I'm going to add that all that chili powder, and the salt is on the bottom. And I told Kevin, I said, a whole teaspoon of salt. That was a lot of salt.
It's a lot of chili powder.
It's a lot of chili powder. On top of the spicy sausage. But I love chili powder, so. Okay. So now I have my prepared casserole pan. I'm going to pour it in there. Okay. And honestly, now that I'm seeing how much this is, I totally think you could have used a lasagna pan. You could have used a 9 by 13 inch pan, and then that would have given you more area to put cheese on. So you totally could have done that. Now, I didn't measure this cheese out, but basically you're adding it on top. So I don't think it's going to hurt if you have too much.
You like cheese.
Yeah, we like cheese, but I don't think you're going to put too much cheese on it.
Is there such a thing?
So I'm going to put this in my 350 degree oven for probably 23 minutes, but I'll let you know the total time when it comes out. I left this in the oven for a total of 30 minutes. So I came in here, and it could be the type of cheese. I used nice shredded cheese. So I left it for a little bit longer just because I wanted the cheese to get a little bit crisper. But it looks really good. There's lots of tomatoes. There is a little bit of juice in the bottom, but that's probably because I didn't drain my tomatoes off. I forgot that part. But
well, you put milk in there too.
Put milk in there, yeah. So this looks really good. I'm gonna get us both a plate, and then we'll be back to try it. Okay, this recipe was submitted by Pat Andrus in Scott, Louisiana. I didn't even know there was a Scott, Louisiana. But like I said, this was from the September 1978 edition. And it says at the top, it says just this section is like a casserole section. And they talk about this one recipe in here that is salmon noodle casserole, which is fine because we make tuna noodle casserole. So this is salmon noodle casserole, but it has layers of noodles, spinach, salmon, and eggs in a cream sauce topped with cheese.
Might be wonderful.
It might be wonderful.
Doesn't sound good.
But Kevin and I read that, we were like, no. The recipes,
it might be wonderful, but it doesn't sound good.
The recipes that we do on this channel are things that I've looked at the title, and it's like I go down the list of the ingredients, and I know we like every single one of the ingredients.
Sounds interesting to us.
Then I'll do the recipe. If it doesn't have ingredients that sound good to us, well, why would anybody do that for their family, you know? So this was a safe recipe. I'm very curious to see how this is going to taste.
The sausage is really good. I love the addition of the tomatoes.
You do? Mm-hmm. Okay, because I'm looking at the tomatoes thinking, that looks like the oddball in here.
No, that adds so much.
Because I've made beefaroni for the channel, and it's so easy.
There's a little bit of spice now. I was expecting it to be a lot hotter than it is.
Well, they told you to use hot, and we bought
spicy.
Spicy.
I like the flavor of that though. What do you think?
I like the flavor of it. You really do taste the tomato.
I like it though. Ooh, I just got a piece of pepper.
For all I was worried about the amount of, with the spicy pork, I was worried about the chili powder and the salt being too much. It's not at all. Not at all.
No, it didn't even. It didn't end up being really spicy that much. I mean, you get a little, a very, very teeny tiny little tingle on your tongue, but not bad at all. And if you didn't like that, just get rid of the spicy sausage completely.
Yeah, you could do this exact same
And
recipe.
drop the chili powder in half, probably.
Exactly. If you don't like spicy, you don't even have to put the chili powder if you don't want to. I mean, if you can't eat spicy food at all, then use regular pork and don't use chili powder.
Yeah.
Just use salt
You
and
could
pepper.
even use ground beef if you really wanted to.
You could. Oh, absolutely. You could.
I like this. The flavors aren't as strong as I was expecting.
No.
But they are a good combination of flavors. Because the tomatoes, like I said, really go well with the sausage and the peppers and onions. It all goes really good together.
And I like the flavor of the cheese. It honestly, it reminds me very much of what you put inside of an omelet.
Yeah.
This is like an omelet without the egg.
Yeah.
This is like the stuff, you know.
I agree. Except the pasta and everything else.
Except for the pasta and the tomato. Well, we've even we put tomato in omelet too. So this is literally like you've exchanged the egg for macaroni, for elbow macaroni, and that's it. It's so if you like those flavors, yeah, it's very good. This is a hearty meal.
Oh yeah, I'll eat this. I'll probably go get another.
I know we usually go back. Yeah,
but I'll be stuffed.
Yeah, we usually have 2 plates.
I'll be stuffed, literally stuffed.
So if you've ever tried anything like this, you can let us know in the comments below. But we really do appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.